in this tournament, starting off very strong yet again. Hardly a surprise that she's gotten herself on the wickets column, drawing first blood in this defense. Nicely tossed up, driven to the fielder at short cover.
Yeah, just given the start that Nepal got in that first over, Anisha, things have just quietened down a bit. And they need somebody to try and continue on. And there's another one from Tipacha Putawong looking to play the slog sweep. Ruby Poda falling in similar fashion, a judged LBW. And Tipacha Putawong has picked up 2 for 3 from a 1.3 overs.
And with that, Tipacha Putawong races to the top of the wicket takers tally at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asia qualifier. 2 early strikes, and Thailand well and truly en route to a powerful finish on home soil in this qualifying event. Ruby Poddar departs for just 4 runs, and out comes to the middle their talismanic captain Indu Verma, yet to be dismissed in this tournament because she's dug her heels in every time she's strode out onto the park with the bat in hand.
Yeah, she's had a few very good outings here in this tournament, and a couple of them winning the game for her side. Yet to be dismissed, as pointed out by Onisha. And, she's got quite the distance to travel in this game. Tipacha Putawong, career stats there, 53 matches, 75 wickets at a very healthy economy rate. And well, has the certain knack of picking up wickets. Done so already twice here. It's got Nepal on the back foot, 16 for 2. That's uppishly played. Chaiwai was at mid-off. I was in 2 minds to go for it or not. From the com box, it looked like it fell well and truly short of her.
Burma was in 2 minds as well, checked her drive ever so late, perhaps saved her on that occasion.
Good use of the feet, driven again to Chaiwai. There's no single there. This inner ring of Thai fielders are not going to concede too many easy singles.
These are the moments of brilliance and alertness on the field that suffocates batters and lifts a side's energy.
A maiden wicket for Tipacha Putawong, and she's done that a fair few times for Thailand during her spells. She's done it yet again, 2 for 3 already from her 2 overs. Very miserly with her bowling. Subtle variations in pace. Able to bowl with both the new ball and the old. Thailand deciding to go with Chanita Sutiruang for a 3rd over. He's yet to pick up a wicket. It's been slightly on the expensive side of things. Starts off with a dot ball, and that is just fabulous to watch.
Hug it out, guys. Hug it out. No love's lost whatsoever. We want to see some signs of friendliness amidst the ensuing rivalry.
There was even a little bit of a shade of kabaddi, for those of you who've seen the sport. Back of lane, quick single attempted to Sulipon Laumi. We've said that, do that at your own risk. And Indu Verma making it home safe.
I tell you what, Robert, in women's international cricket, they call the backward of point and point region from a batter's perspective, the Meg Lanning cordon, because she was so very good with the cut when she played international cricket for Australia, can be assigned a similar name for that cordon from a fielding perspective and accord that distinction to the one and the only Sulipon Laumi. So very electric at backward point, a live wire in the infield, diving, darting, cutting, angles like a seasoned pro.
Nathakan Chantam at extra cover is just as lively Thinking about it, let's call it the Lau Me corner.
The Lau Me lane. How about that? Add some alliteration. Come on.
Absolutely. Why not? Whatever works. We'll have a chat with Lau Me at the end of this game, see how she feels about it.
She needs to rubber stamp this, definitely. One for the post-match conversation today. Remember, it's the last match of this tournament, so all sorts of conversations in the fray.
That's worked into the leg side. Quick single attempted again, but it had a little bit more time than the previous ones. And a fair few interviews for you lined up, Onisha, in the post-match presentation. Get to talk to quite a few of these players, the captains, both captains of the day, and get their insights on this wonderful tournament, which is the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asia Qualifier. It's the last match of the tournament. Chanida Sutiruang coming back well in her third over. Just the 2 runs coming off it so far.
Decent over yet again from the senior campaigner. And what a tournament, really, this has been. Full of fire and flair.
Once again to Lau Me. And she just fumbles it, the rare occasion where she does. As the ball goes down to Lau Me lane. Single picked up there. Not often you could say that.
Proves just as much that she is a mortal like you and me, Robert. Went for the run out, the direct hit nonetheless, despite being wrong-footed, tells you just how nimble-footed and agile this athlete is. And such a key cog in that high spin troika she is. Leg spinner, Sulipondani, brings a lot of control. Puthawong, the leading wicket taker in this tournament, offers bite with a left arm orthodox. And do not forget, Onicha Komchampu, the off spinner, adding variety to the attack. And looks like it's time for my almost namesake, as we have reiterated several times over in this tournament, to press her services into action. And she's going to operate from the commentary egg.
Onicha Kamshampu has had some pretty lively celebrations when she's picked up wickets on a live TV. Hasn't picked up too many in the past couple of games. We're looking to do just that here.
Use of the feet just evades the fielder at short mid-wicket. Kunwar very, very lucky to survive that.
And it's Nathakan Chantam in that mid-wicket position. And Kavita Kunwar and Indu Burma playing a couple of deliveries in the air.
That's a lovely angle. Excellent work from our camera colleagues there. Top down, bird's eye view. A deft prod from Indu Burma, according due respect to Onicha Kumchampu.
Those 2 gentlemen paying close attention to proceedings, of course, Akshay Kumar Yadav, the opening bat, and the assistant coach.
Goes down the track, but straight to Nathakan Chantam.
The opening bat for the national men's team, and Nitish Salekar alongside him, overlooking things here. Very committed to the development of this women's team. Been part of it for a very long time now.
In 2 minds is Indu Burma, doesn't matter. She's swatted it, and off it whistles away to the square leg boundary.
Tell you what, we should rename that while we're at it. Call it the Indu Burma region of the ground. She's peppered that area with quite a few boundaries. Nothing but a short arm jab into that region, and it goes racing away. Wonderful timing, and she can mix that with brute force if she decides to. We saw her innings 7 ball 24 that won the game for Nepal.
Oh, chipped into the leg side. She's so very strong on the onside that she fancies her chances every time the bowler drifts a little towards the pads. You, sh- you spoke of Nitish Salekar. He was, of course, at the helm of the coaching staff at the ICC Women's ODI Global Qualifiers in April in Pakistan. And this campaign is held by Avinash A. Oh, tried sending this into the orbit. Should get just a single run. And that ends Kanchampu's first over and the power play in this chase, with Nepal putting on 26 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Well, Akshay Kumar Yadav and Nitish Salekar both playing for the national men's team as well. And we've got a couple more senior men's players in attendance in support of this women's team campaign. It's always a good sign to see the skipper, Austin Vincent Lazarus, who's in the supporters' tent alongside Yandre Kotsia. Well, 3 of these individuals had recently gone to Japan. All of them actually had gone to Japan. Akshay Kumar Yadav picked up the best batter of the tournament. Austin Vincent Lazarus, player of the finals. And Yandre Kotsia was the best bowler. And here they are in that spectators' tent supporting the women's team. And speaking of Sulipon Laumi, she's going to be brought into the attack. And we'll try and cover the age 27, doesn't look it. And Sulipon Laumi comes from a hill tribe north of Thailand in the province of Chiang Mai. She was first spotted in a scouting program in a school just a little south.
Kunwar rocks on the back foot, pulls this with power, finds deep mid-wicket, slight fumble, but keeps it to just a single run, the fielder in the deep.
And during that scouting process, the school that she was studying in had a very good athletic program. And she was already part of the track and field, which is why she's blistering quick in covering regions of the ground and also picking up just a natural athletic ability that she has.
Indu Burma back on strike. Meets this on the full. And they're going for the direct hits, having a shy at the stumps. Pretty much every member, every fielding personnel stationed inside the 25-yard circle, denying those singles. Yet another deft broad. And now we know, Robert, thanks to that intel, what contributes to Sulipon Laumi being that agile fielder that she's been. And she's been that all her life, really. Has played a lot of international cricket already. The key cogs in the bowling attack and in that fielding unit of Thailand's. Loopy delivery, goes back and across. Doesn't middle it yet again, does Indu Burma.
A good start to the over from Laumi, just a single and 3 dots.
Uses the fid, drills down towards long off, heads across to the non-striker's end. Tidy first over for the leg spinner, Sulipon Laumi. Been a quiet start for Nepal in this tall chase of theirs. Nurdled into the leg side. A single taken, they're trying to push for the second. Does that easily in the end. Close of the 7th over and Nepal a 30 for 2.
Well, a couple of wickets to fall there to the left-arm spin of Tipacha Putawong. In similar fashion, both adjudged LBW. Khatka and Podar, 9 of 7 for Khatka, 4 of 9 for Podar. They look good in that first over, but since then, things have slowed down. Nepal are 30 for 2 after 7. They've still got Indu Burma out there, and their skipper. Lots written on her shoulders throughout this tournament. Nothing much has changed here in the final game against the hosts, Thailand, who are tightening the noose.
Flicked it off the boots. Yet again, it's the fielder at short mid-wicket, Natakanchantam, coming into fray, denying that single run. This is what the Thailand infield have done so well, converting single opportunities into dots for their side. Oh, tries sending this into the orbit and she's castled. Out comes the bow and arrow celebration from Onicha Komchampu as she gets herself onto the wickets column.
Well, not what you wanted if you were a Nepal fan. Exactly what you wanted if you're a Thai fan. Onicha Komchampu flights one above the eye line. Hindu Burma deciding to go after it and, well, just missing it. I hope you didn't miss that celebration from Onicha Komchampu. The bow and arrow. You miss, I hit. Money.
And the unthinkable has happened. Hindu Burma, for the first time in this tournament, has been sent back to the dugout. And this time, she ends her innings on just 7 meager runs. But what a fine hand she has played for Nepal over the course of this Asian qualifying event.
Absolutely. It's been a stellar performance from the skipper of Nepal. She's rescued her side on more than one occasion, unfortunately. And this one proving to be too much even for Hindu Burma. Pooja Mahato, the vice captain, walks out to the middle. And, well, while Nepal still have some batting, they've got Rubina Shetty as well. This ask now 10 and over.
Pushed onto the back foot, precariously tickled into the leg side. That LBW is also going to be in fray. A tidy, tight second over. 1 wicket already to her name for Onicha Komchampu, 2 dots. The pressure is mounting on Nepal. Flighted into the stumps, drilled back to the bowler.
Well, this is good bowling from Onicha Komchampu and Thailand, sticking to their plans, not allowing Nepal anything to work with.
Nodled again to Natakanchantam. Onicha Komchampu will be looking to finish the second over on a high. Could be a wicket maiden. A statement of intent from their premier off spinner. Uses the feet, and it is going to be exactly that. Terrific second over, delivering the big wicket of the opposition captain Hindu Burma. A fine end to it, 4 successive dot balls. And with the conclusion of the 8th over, Nepal are 30 for 3.
Well, at the toss, Anisha, I asked Chaiwai, since they'd sealed the position for the global qualifiers, would she be taking things easy or would they be experimenting with things? The answer I got was a profound no. And she said, we're not going to take anything easy from this point on. We're just going to stick to our plans and try and execute it to the best we can. And I think they're doing just that as they turn to Sulipon Laumi for her second over from the far end.
Thailand would be backing themselves to put on a good show in the global qualifiers. They will be competing alongside Nepal and USA, who've come through from the Americas qualifiers. Flighted, spooned up, chance for Koncharuenkai. Nope, it falls well beyond her. But she's creating those opportunities, is leg spinner Sulipon Laumi. Thick edge flying over the wicketkeeper's head.
Yeah, absolutely. Slowing it down just enough. The batter was almost through the shot and deciding to just hold position there for the cameras, getting the leading edge and just going past Koncharuenkai.
Rocked back early, nicely fielded of her own bowling. as Sulipon Laomi was struck firmly by Pooja Mahato. No mug with the bat, mind you. One of their premier batters, premier all-rounders even, vice-captain, also the skipper of the under-19 team that played that under-19 Women's T20 World Cup in Malaysia earlier this year. And she's played a fine hand in Nepal's qualification. Use of the feet, goes up in the air, fielder coming underneath it and taken. It is going to be Chani Dua Sutiruang, who's going to have that catch to her name as Sulipon Laomi strikes.
Well, lovely work there in the field. There was some distance that Sutiruang had to cover in order to get under that catch. The ball was up in the air for a very long time. Took the leading edge, hung in the air for quite some time, came in off the boundary, catching it just outside the inner ring. And they celebrate the fourth wicket to fall for Nepal. They'll have some much needed drinks brought to them. Conditions, again, very hot here at the third Thai cricket ground.
Well, Thailand are proving far too mighty for Nepal. Did so with the bat, and now in response to this tall target of 159, they're starting to unravel. 4 wickets already down. 2 of their key batters back in the dugout. Indu Burma captain out for the first time for just 7 runs. Their vice-captain Pooja Mahato departing for a duck. Only 31 on the board for the Nepal women's cricket team in this final match of the Super 3 stage as well as of the tournament here, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asia qualifier in the Thai capital, where the hosts are putting on quite the statement and letting out the message loud and clear. We have been the most dominant side. We have been the unbeaten side amongst these two, and we are going to finish exactly that way as the overs close out and the curtains come down on this terrific qualifying event. Oh, keeps it slightly low. Doesn't get on top of that cut shot. Does the new batter, Raj Matiari.
It's been a very commanding performance from Thailand, to say the least.
Back and across again, played it to the fielder at backward point. It's been a spectacular showing from pretty much all the 9 teams. If you look back, some terrific moments, be it Mariko Hill's spectacular catch by the boundary, or that of Sonam Chaudhan at backward point, Bhutan eking out that upset over Kuwait. Flighted, up goes the appeal. Sulipon Laomi is pleading. Nishu Chaudhary is unmoved, and look at that reaction from the leg spinner. She has her hands on her head and probably telling herself, hey, umpire, perhaps that should have gone my way.
Towards the end of that, Sulipon Laomi turns to the umpire and says she does the Y in apology for the excessive, perhaps excessively. She was very convincing. She was convinced, 100% convinced, but the person that needed to be wasn't. Nishu Chaudhary, deciding that was not out, and a run and a wicket in Sulipon Laomi's second, her best bowling figures, 4 for 9 in a game. And Onicha Kamchampu will continue. They're going back to this performance from Thailand, and you did mention special performances. One that sticks out was that of Deshing Wangmo to win the game for Bhutan against Kuwait. And that's another dot. Onicha Kamchampu will just be happy to bowl these.
You spoke of Dechan Wangmo. I'll talk of Isha Oza's blistering century, the only one we had a chance to see in this tournament. Do not forget those 4 wicket hauls from Upadhyay and Katie Thompson. Use of the feet, played into the leg side. And it's been a tournament that has showcased why associate nations need those extra opportunities, because they're here to compete, sure, but they're also here to make that step up. And both Nepal and Thailand will have that opportunity in the global qualifiers, eventually competing for 4 berths left in the 12-team expanded Women's T20 World Cup 2026 that will be played in England starting 12th of June. Nicely bowled into the stumps. And it's the biggest ever Women's T20 World Cup that's going to take place. It's a reflection of the ride that women's cricket is having globally, the rapid strides being made. Cricket is also going to be part of the LA 2028 Olympics. 6 teams from men's and women's cricket apiece. Chance of a run out there. They're appealing. If that was a direct hit, Nishu Chaudhary is now stationed at square leg. Says no, she made her ground nice and easy.
I look at the youngsters in the senior women's team, and that gives you a good indication as to how secure the future of cricket is in those nations. And I think of the young Jasvis and quite a few from Bhutan, in fact. And, well, Thailand have a few of their own, Nepal as well. And, you know, it's a career path for them now. They can take to cricket full time. Reverse sweep comes out. Is there some bat involved? Umpire Tabrak Da nods his head. And that's always a good indication as to how these teams are set up for the future when you take a look at the quality of the youngsters coming through the ranks. And I think most of these nations are doing really well. And credit to the ICC for giving them the platform to showcase their talent. Chantam misfields one, a rare misfield from her.
And who knows, Robert, as we close out the 10th over with Nepal on 33 for 4, one of these teams we saw competing here at the qualifiers might go on to play in that Olympic Games. Lots to look forward to as far as the future of our beautiful sport is concerned. As for now, it's time to head into a drinks break. The equation now for Nepal, 125 needed for them to get the better of the hosts, Thailand. 10 hours remaining. We'll come back with live action shortly after this interval. Well, Thailand have been the benchmark of consistency and control in this tournament. Clinical with the ball, sharp in the field and composed with the bat. And they've done exactly that across all three departments today and put themselves in a very, very strong position to finish this tournament on a high. Sulipon, allow me to continue from the commentary box end. Kunwar lobs this into the leg side. The fielder was circling underneath it. Eventually, never easy, running back. Kunwar survives. It was up in the air for a fairly long time. Nataya Buchatam under that opportunity. Nepal will need every piece of the rub of the green they get here against a very committed and well-rounded Thailand side. The equation now 124 required of what is left of a little under 10 overs. Wide delivery, tries getting on top of that one, takes a single, chances the arm of Nataya Buchatam once again. A semblance of urgency from Airi and Kunwar, taking on the rocket arm of the Thai infielders. Kunwar uses her feet, drills this into the mid-wicket region. That's going to be a welcome boundary for not just Kavita Kunwar, but also for Nepal. Got into position early and assessed that length so well. Gave it the Humpty. Good rewards in the end. Not a lot has come by for Nepal in this chase of 159 in terms of boundary. So a timely one that. Pulled away. The ball kept low. Should be just a single run. Thailand have hunted in packs with the ball, backed each other up in the ring. And with the bat, the top order has fired, in fact, pretty much their top five in their entirety when it mattered. Unbeaten so far and on the brink of completing a perfect campaign. Tried dragging this from well outside off stump, did the left-handed Raj Mathiari. No connection on that occasion. Street smart bowling as ever from Sulipon Laumi, the leg spinner, facing up to the left-hander now. Nicely cut away, but straight to backward point, who was onto it like a hawk. Fanita Maya on this occasion. Laumi concludes her third over. Terrific figures so far. 1 for just 12 runs conceded, end of the 11th, and Nepal a 41 for 4.
Well, a lot of the mastery that you're seeing from Thailand has been a long, grueling process for them from the early days in 2007. The fact that they are so well-oiled and accustomed to difficult situations, they go through severe and agonizingly strict program in terms of development, and that's with 4 provincial academies that take care of grassroots development. And they've got plenty more coming through the pipeline. A lot of credit will go to the coaching staff who have managed to polish them and get them to where they are right now. And they'll be quite pleased with the performance. Sunida coming into the attack from the combox end.
Oh, ingenuity from Kavita Kunwar. They were up in appeal, both Sunida and wicketkeeper Nanapat Koncharenkai. Tabarakda, the umpire, not interested at all.
And as a result of that, more of the ethnic Thais have picked up cricket. Cricket Association of Thailand also doing their part, providing scholarships. That's off the toe end of the bat. another dot. And in such promoting the idea of a student athlete. So in case, because not all of them who decide to play cricket will make it, at least it gives them the opportunity to fall back on an education. So a good initiative there from the Cricket Association of Thailand as well, to ensure that those deciding to take part in cricket also secure an educational background. Driven to mid-wicket for a single.
Interesting that you speak of the student athlete. It's not a concept that cricket is very familiar with, but Olympic sports have routinely done that, especially countries like the United States of America, UK. When you think of the NCAA circuit, the National Collegiate System in the US, so many of their medal winners, including the maverick swimmer, Katie Ledecky, has come through that system. Many of their track and field athletes. So it's good to see an associate nation doing exactly that.
And that's another one. And they're chancing the arm, this time to Chanida Sutiruang. Well, and the other thing to that is, the upside to that is, student athlete, is that it makes for smarter athletes.
Because in today's day and age, you cannot afford to live in a bubble, the so-called athlete's cocoon. You need to think of a post-playing career and start doing so early. And while we applaud the Thai cricketing system that is nurturing so much talent across the men's and the women's game, especially in women's cricket, we must also take a moment to appreciate and acknowledge the efforts of the ground staff we've seen across this 21-match, 12-day tournament, Robert.
Well, an extension of gratitude to everybody involved in this tournament, including the ground staff. Pitching outside leg stump there, that was, shy at the stumps. Backing up is good from Chaiwai. It's a leg by signaled. And, the torrential rain that we had at the start of the tournament, there they are. They've worked overtime, bringing on the extensive covers to ensure that we somehow managed to get the group stages done.
They're the real unsung heroes in my book, because we've seen over half a dozen washouts, but they've worked tirelessly to keep the show going. So very important when you do not have control over the elements, right? And in a tournament where the stakes are so high, not least for the home team, they have worked day in and day out amid relentless rain and soaked outfields to give us full games, thrilling contests. But hey, thanks also to the rain gods for showing some mercy in the Super 3 stage. No washouts, no rainfall so far.
Absolutely, don't take anything for granted. Least of all, Thai weather. We're in the middle of our summer. May is supposed to be one of the hottest months. We had quite a bit of rain during this tournament, but the Super 3 phase of the tournament has gone, touch wood, untouched.
No wonder we are having to utter and indeed touch wood, because things can change in the blink of an eye, as I've learned as a non-local visiting Thailand and Bangkok for the first time in my life. I've had experience of traveling by car to the stadium and running into a patch of clouds and sudden showers, only to complete that 100-meter mile and seeing no rainfall whatsoever.
This one's pulled into the leg side of the front foot. It'll just be a single. And early on in the tournament, I believe it was the first game, Onisha, you asked me what my favorite dessert was, Thai dessert. Didn't give you a very good answer, just gave you my favorite. Have you had an opportunity to go out and try some Thai dessert?
I did. Coconut pudding is the answer.
This one's tucked into the leg side, so not far off from my recommendation. I recommended coconut ice cream. You went for coconut pudding. Glad you enjoyed that. There is obviously the country's favorite, mango sticky rice with a little bit of coconut milk.
I can tell you, I have done justice to all the spice on offer across several Thai fare that I could order online or dig in at the restaurants.
for a drop and run there. Onisha Kamshampu gives the batters the stare down.
This is very disciplined showing again with the ball from Thailand, keeping it so very tight as the game starts slipping through the hands of Nepal.
Straight to Chantam, and as previously recorded, it will be a dot ball.
And what a statement it would be, assuming that they do go on to clean this up in style and finish with a win.
Koncharankai, the other half centurion in today's game, still not done with it.
Not done yet. She is herring across to stem those singles.
That's the bowling card for Thailand. Tipacha Putawong picking up 2 for 3 from her 2 overs. Again, given a rest. Onisha Kamshampu 1 for 10 from her 3. Slipon Laumi 1 for 15 from her spell of 4 overs that was just recently concluded. Sunida Chaturong Ratana and Chanida Sutiruang yet to pick up a wicket.
Looks like Narumal Chaiwai is considering the options available at her disposal. Plenty to play with as far as fielders and bowling options are concerned. And looks like one of their players are going to walk off the field needing some medical attention.
That looks like Nataya Buchatham, who also scored a half century. It was a labouring innings at the top of the order, opened the innings, did exactly what was needed of her, got Thailand off to a very good start, scored a half century. Sunida looking for a quick single. Well, there was an early call, and that is Chanida Sutiruang at the backward point.
Well, she was diving, literally and figuratively, turning the turf into a bit of an aquatic arena.
Chanida
Did really
Sutiruang
well.
renting out the Laumi corner from Sulipon just for a bit.
How did that miss, Robert?
Well, that's anybody's guess. And looking to give that a big hoik into the leg side and missing it entirely. Down the ground, it's in between the two fielders. Good footwork. That is Abhisara on the mid-wicket boundary.
Just when you start talking about multiple sports, outcome the footballing skills from the Thai camp. We saw Suanon Kyoto do the same in that very cordon. Deep mid-wicket, unfortunately not playing today, missing out on an injury, suffered in that very position.
You're being told it's not a serious injury, it's just a sprain of the ankle, so she should be okay. Hard-hitting batter, can also wicket keep, Suanon Kyoto. So she'll be looking for a quick recovery and eyeing for a spot back in the playing 11. Once again, driven straight to Chantam. Miscommunication there. And, well, Koncharankai, in the end, providing the run, courtesy of an overthrow.
And letting go of a run-out opportunity, not something you see from the Thailand fielders often. She had given the bowler the charge, and it was not the Kanchantam with that throw. Made Koncharankai run all over it, eventually missed the stumps, did the wicketkeeper.
Oh, down the ground. Was that off the hand? And yes, it's ricocheted onto the stumps. Well, I think she surprised herself as well. We've seen quite a few of these dismissals where the non-striker is backing up And the bowler just getting a slight touch on the ball. Umpire Tabarakda in very good positions there. And that is very unfortunate for Kavita Kunwar at the non-striker's end.
Run out opportunities and back-to-back deliveries. This time, nicely deflected by Sunita Chaturung Ratna and Kavita Kunwar. The top scorer on the day has to depart for just 24 runs, but a good hand this comes to an end as Rubina Chetri, former skipper, labors her way onto the field. The body language is something of a giveaway, Robert, as to whether or not Nepal are fancying themselves to make the most of this opportunity and get the better of this chase.
Mind you, she suffered a knock while she was fielding in that extra cover and mid-wicket region where she normally goes in and out of. And perhaps that's the reason for the body language. But you're right, 52 for 5, 14 overs gone, 107 required from 36 legal deliveries. And walking out to the middle can be quite the daunting task. Rubina Chetri has been there so many times. She will look to give this a go. She's up against Panita Maya.
Sixth bowler introduced into the attack by Captain Narumal Chaibai. A testament to how good she is with marshalling her troops. Panita Maya being called into action in the 15th over of this defense of theirs. Things looking very secure for the home team as far as them finishing unbeaten in this campaign is concerned.
So wide down the legs to start with for Maya. Not the tallest in stature, but definitely has got some zip about her off the surface. Very skiddy customer is Panita Maya. Worked closely with Nitesh Salika. Who gets this one to angle in. Nitesh Salika, of course, standing at the long off boundary, watching closely. Panita Maya, she likes to get the ball to skid on. She's got a very good short ball as well. Generally likes to attack the top of middle and off. With a slight angle in towards the batter. This time goes just wide of the stumps.
It would be interesting to see the approach of Rubina Chetri. Sure, she is struggling somewhat because of the injury you spoke of earlier during their bowling innings. But it's important that Nepal take this innings deep and not fold the way they have so far.
That's a good looking drive, but straight to Chaiwai. And you're right, Anisha. I think they've got to give this a go. Try and take it as close to this total as possible. You did mention that Nepal have been chopping away at the margins of defeat. And Thailand having the goods on Nepal in all their previous encounters with each other. Well, that is a full delivery wide of the stumps. We'll just be looking for 2. That would have been trouble had they set off for that second run, wisely deciding against it.
It was Sulipon Laumi yet again, ever so electric on the field. You wouldn't even know before she heads across from one side of the wicket to the other, just as she has done between these 2 deliveries. Chetri on strike now.
Well, that is a good looking delivery up in the block hole. Well dug out by Chetri.
This performance from Nepal has been slightly anticlimactic, given how ebullient and on the money they were yesterday. once they seal their qualification berth into the global qualifiers. Things have diffused somewhat, you feel?
Oh, looking for a big swing down the ground. And to answer your question, yes, it has just diffused, or almost a bit deflated. And, of course, coming off the back of a big win against UAE. And this is the match summary so far. Thailand